Well, we came here as a business delegation. Many of the companies that came with us have already invested in the Kurdistan region. Some of them are new to the Kurdistan region and are looking at opportunities in the Kurdistan region. And we are here to help expand investments and expand the presence of the American private sector. And the companies here recognize that there are great opportunities here, and the ones that have been here for a while have had a great experience, and that's why they want to continue to expand their operations here. The request we made to the Kurdistan regional government is just to continue to support investment by American companies, continue to put American companies on equal footing with companies that are based here, to advise us of opportunities here. We are very hopeful that the Kurdistan regional government will be successful in its negotiations with Baghdad, and that will result in a restart of the Iraq-Turkey pipeline. Some of our companies are involved in the energy business, and they recognize the importance of that pipeline being open so that the Kurdistan regional government can continue to receive the revenues from the sale of oil. Those revenues support both the public sector and the private sector. And then we talked to them about diversification of the economy here, about the importance of agriculture, the importance of tourism, the importance of education, and other industry areas that you don't immediately think of when you think about the Kurdistan region. But then when you see what's happening here, the tremendous opportunity here, the flow of people here from all over the region, because they recognize that this is a business-friendly environment. You recognize that anything is possible in terms of doing business here, and that you can headquarter your business here and do work in the rest of Iraq. You can headquarter your business here and be close to other areas in the Middle East. And so our hope is that Erbil will continue to progress to be a business hub. Well, I think the Business Council is just, hoping that this issue will be worked out. There's little that we can do as private sector companies to influence the government in Baghdad, but we are hopeful that the negotiations will result in a positive decision to start sending oil through the pipeline. And the pipeline, again, is important not just for the Kurdistan region, and not just for the private sector companies that are actively involved in business in the Kurdistan region, but it's important for all of Iraq. Increasing the oil revenues will increase the funds that are available in the Iraqi budget that benefit all Iraqi people. Well, it's not for me to say, because I'm not involved in those negotiations and those discussions. But what I can say is I heard positive things from the officials of the Kurdistan regional government about how those negotiations are going. Well, first of all, I would remind you that some of the American companies that are here with us have been here since 2006, 2007. So they've seen the ups and downs here in the Kurdistan region. They experienced a very, a stable environment from, 2008 to 2014. Then there was ISIS, Daesh attacked the Kurdistan region. That caused instability, especially because Daesh took so much territory in Iraq. And they were here during the referendum and all of the crises that resulted after the referendum, and they were still working here during the pandemic. So they've been here in hard times and in easy times. And so, yes, despite the fact that there might be rising tensions in the Middle East, there might be more violence in the Middle East, especially coming out of the crisis in Gaza and the standoff between Israel and Iran. The companies still recognize that oftentimes the Kurdistan region can be an oasis of stability and of security. It can actually be an alternative to some other countries in the Middle East that will be more impacted by the Israel-Gaza situation. So the answer is that companies recognize that the Middle East will have its ups and downs, that there may be more tensions in the short term in the Middle East, but they believe that the Kurdistan region in the long term is going to be a safe place for investment. Yes, we have had a lot of experience here. We've been investing here for many years. We've been dealing with the private sector companies here and with the government, and we feel like we have a pro-business environment here. It's not perfect here, but it's a very good environment where the law sets the table for treating American companies equally to other companies. Well, first of all, I would say that we are very happy that the Kurdistan region had elections, that they were successful. They were viewed as free and fair by the international community. We met with the U.S. consulate and the U.S. consul general earlier today, and he confirmed to us how important he believes it is that the Kurdistan region successfully had elections, that this is an important benchmark for the stability and the political maturity of the Kurdistan region. Obviously, we're going to go into a period of government formation. Our hope is that a government will be formed very quickly so that the Kurdistan region can carry on with that reform agenda. I would say one area where there is more groundwork would be in agriculture. I know that's been a top priority for the Kurdistan regional government to attract more investors in the agriculture sector, and there's great opportunity for the Kurdistan region to advance in agriculture and to be once again a place that grows a lot of the food that Iraq needs. I also think another sector where I see a lot of opportunity is in the minerals and mines sector. Over the last few years, the need for critical minerals, for rare earth minerals, has increased. That demand has increased. And many believe that the Kurdistan region is a place that is not only rich in oil, but also in minerals and rare earth minerals. And we hope that that will be explored and that that could be another sector that could be very profitable and generate significant revenues for the people of the Kurdistan region. Well, I think, obviously, American private sector companies are going to make investments that they believe are going to be successful. They are driven by the goal of being successful and generating a profit. But some of selecting an investment opportunity also includes considering whether it's something that's going to help the community that you're investing in, whether it's something that the local government supports, whether it's something that the people support. So all of that goes into the equation. Well, again, it's not for me to do something about that. I'm here as the president of the U.S. Kurdistan Business Council. It's a nonprofit organization, a private organization based in the United States. It's basically a group of American companies and other Western companies that believe there are great economic opportunities in the Kurdistan region and want to see the Kurdistan region's economy to develop. And we believe it's important for its development that the pipeline is reopened, that oil that is produced legally and validly here in the Kurdistan region can make it to the market. So we certainly have communicated that to the U.S. government. We communicated that in our meeting with the U.S. government earlier today. We, of course, communicate that to the Kurdistan regional government, but we are not involved in the discussions or negotiations with Baghdad. We can just sit on the sidelines and hope and cheer on the parties and hope that they come up with an agreement that is satisfactory to all and that will, as I mentioned earlier, benefit all Iraqi people. Well, every time I come back here, I see more development, more new buildings, new restaurants, new cafes, new stores, new car dealerships. And so the development, the pace of commercialization is very impressive. The roads, the infrastructure are improving. Clearly, the government is putting investments into the infrastructure here. So these are things that impress us. We're also very impressed to see the stability of the region after elections and impressed by the security situation, to be honest. We know that the Kurdish people faced incredible threat from Daesh, and that the Peshmerga made huge sacrifices to fight against Daesh, that the Peshmerga were the first force that confronted Daesh on the battlefield. And there have been significant losses. There are even losses, unfortunately, today of Peshmerga due to a mine explosion. So we are impressed by the sacrifice of the Peshmerga, of the Kurdish people, the family and friends of the Peshmerga who have been lost or injured. And perhaps I would say that's the most impressive thing, that the Peshmerga and the Kurdish people fought Daesh, and that fight and their success in that fight has contributed to the security not just of the Kurdistan region and of Iraq, but to all of the world. And it helped protect and resulted in better security for Americans, because after all, Daesh wasn't just trying to kill people here in Iraq. It intended to kill Westerners and people around the globe who didn't submit to their ideology.